Welcome everybody. I am BisuDagger and I promise you Flash is alive. You can see him moving, yes. Common sense is not that common. Great shirt, by the way. Alright, what are you watching? It is Flash versus a couple Chinese players. That's the best way to put it. Okay, you guys, I heard the community, I saw, man, I'm really upset. What is Flash doing? Why isn't he in the Korean StarCraft League? Well, he committed to this high-production Showmatch series that's going to put him in China. And he's being treated really well out there. Look at these guys. They got a really nice professional setup. The Chinese scene, a very, very underrated StarCraft 1 scene. Now, SC Gold Showmatch, it's going to be Flash versus Leiche, then Flash versus Jedi, and then Flash versus Leiche and Jedi. And I'm saying the name probably wrong. I'm saying it like leche as in the Spanish word for milk or orange juice or whatever it's Spanish for. I think I nailed Jedi though. Okay, but it's called under the YouTube series. It's called Flash versus Leiche, and maybe I got that word right. But I'm excited about this. So Flash versus a Protoss player first. Flash versus a Zerg player second, and then Flash versus the Protoss player and Zerg player that he just played against combined versus him. So 1v1, 1v1, 1v2. That's going to be the setup. It's a best of 3 series that we're going to be watching. And just big props to Burn Toast, who not only provided this on the small VOD thread, but also provided a YouTube video through his YouTube account. So if you need to find lots and lots of good StarCraft matches to watch, go over to Burn Toast, give him some support, and by God, give that man a star because he is awesome. I truly enjoy everything that Burn Toast has added. And in fact, he started, because I'm doing my cast more recently, he started just adding my name to the bottom of small VOD sections where I would eventually add my link to the videos that I cast. And it's actually a little bit more of an inspiration. Because to me, it's like, oh, I'm committed now. If Burn Toast puts my name there, I've got to do it. There's no going back at this point. Oh, we can see that we are in SCR with the shiny Nexus building. It still cracks me up even to this day. And Flash, wait, is he... Yeah, okay, so he is using his hands. I don't know if there were any special conditions here, but you can see that Flash is actually putting his hands on the keyboard. He's spotting on the right side of the map. This looks like Gladiator. I have no idea what map this is, but it has like the shape of Gladiator, sorry, not Gladiator, Coliseum, maybe? I always remember the map because it's circular and it kind of reminds me of what a Coliseum looks like. And I think they hit the nail on the head as the map creators for building that. But as much as I've casted games for whatever reasons, my map memory is absolutely dreadful. So what we're seeing here coming out of Leiche, the Protoss player representing the China force, is he's going gateway first with a gas inside of his base. And I actually just casted the Best versus Mong series, where I was seeing this way more common versus his Terran opponent, Mong. And what he did was go for the quick gas, and it opens up a lot of opportunity. Instead of going gateway expand, he can now do a couple different things depending on what he scouts. And if he did have a probe out, and he was scouting, he could determine, okay, I want to just go Cybernetics Core, Goon, expand. Or he could go, okay, Cybernetics Core, extra gateway, 2-gate, Dragoon pressure. Or he could go even further. He could go, okay, I don't need my gateway. I can go to robotics facility. I've got my gas. Let's go robo. And the ultimate trump card, he could go for the Citadel of Dune, then go for the Temple Archives and get DTs. So many different variations by getting that gas first before your expansion. It's actually kind of funny. Some Protoss players determine that getting that earlier Nexus, if you got the earlier Nexus versus Flash, you would lose. So I do prefer that you get the gateway, you get the gas, and then you start determining from your scout what you're going to do. But what's really, really bothering me right now is the fact that there has been no scout yet from Leiche. And I would love to see him actually figure out what Flash is doing. He's coming out with an early Zealot. So he's opted to go and scout around with his Zealot. And how much information he's going to gather from this. Smart player might be able to click on the refinery, determine how quickly that refinery was built, but you know, because he's got the factory and the machine shop added on the way without an additional command center, it's pretty much determined how much gas has been mined at this point for Flash, who is going for this one factory, one base play so far in the game. Now, Flash, he's got to win a best-of-3 series here. I'm calling it a best-of-3 series, even if it's just show matches that are 3 individual show matches, because I think it makes it more exciting, even if I'm wrong. But I have no idea what this format is actually called. But this China League seems kind of interesting, and Flash, he's got to come out here and show that he's the best in the world. He's got to show that the Korean dominance is still a thing, even in China. So 4 Marines are going to be able to chase off what's in front. Flash, it is not uncommon for him to push out with 5 Marines in a tank and just try to out-micro his opponent. It looks like Leiche, he still doesn't have much back at home. But his APM has actually stayed pretty high. Flash is floating around 400 APM, by the way. I mean, he's one of these slower players. Or he's one of the more notably slower players back in the day. I actually haven't been watching his APM, but with his wrist injury, he got slower and slower and had to be more efficient, floating at like the lower 300s, high 200 tier APM most of the time, because really, you gotta try and be conservative. Actions per minute is huge when it comes to the durability of your wrists and your hands. So 4 gateways being completed, or 4 Dragoons being brought out on the map here, and the Vultures are out for Flash. Now this is one of those weird maps where the AI for your units can get kind of lost trying to navigate all across the map. So the Vulture, it was like, oh, this is the nearest path. I'm going to take it and just go directly towards the middle because that makes sense for me when I've been probably queued to go around into the natural base. So one of the tough things that continues to ail players, even at this stage of the game. It's kind of funny because, still, again, I wish the map was listed, but it's not. It's kind of has a Heartbreak Ridge style feel to the map. Okay, so a couple Vultures going to be posturing right outside this natural base. The command center is going to be on its way up on the right side too. Let me do a quick check here. Looks like everything is still in working order. Wanted to make sure my microphone wasn't muted. One of those horrible things that I've done in the past as a caster. Oh, many times. Sometimes you just mute up because you just need an opportunity to let a video run a little bit long or change and transition some things and do not want clunky sounds for the viewers. Still, everything looking good. Flash allowing his opponent to stay alive at this point. Allowing as much as I'm going to say right now. But we don't know how good this opponent Leiche really is because most of us probably don't watch the Chinese scene as avidly as we've been watching the Korean scene. But we could see a starport coming down here. And very common now these days to start using the starport dropship play. I think that this could be useful. For Flash, if he does do the dropship play, it looks like there's a lot of space to bring your one-tank Vulture count into for dropping either on that main or natural line. I'd love to see. But Protoss players have got to be able to abuse that mineral line, you know, with Reaver drop play. But a Wraith is coming out. And, you know, the couple things that you could do here. Flash, he's real good at scouting out these observers. So if he doesn't get anything done like killing off shuttles or yeah, pretty much killing off shuttles to prevent harassment, what he can do is scan and kill off the observer. And that's where the Wraith can continue to be very dangerous. And once you kill off the observer, then these spider mines become such a nuisance for the Protoss player who has to really babysit the Dragoons out on the map. Flash is really still taking a pretty conservative stance here. He does have the academy done so he could get the Constat stations out. Something that we didn't see with Mong very much is the... Oh my god, he searches it down. He does see the shuttle. The Wraith picking it almost completely apart here. And a couple more gateways being dropped down. Still the supply... you know, very well done for Leiche so far because he is continuing to keep the supply count ahead of Flash. This is very important, but the base count has been very similar, and a third base hasn't been acquired, and it doesn't look like Leiche is posturing to take up a third base. In my opinion, we need to see some sort of plan established by him. What is he going to do? There is no identity to his pushes. Is he going to go gateway strong? Is he going to get this Stargate tech? The push obviously going to be dead because Flash has done such a good job of using his Wraith that it's very difficult to determine what Flash is going to do here. The dark color of Protoss is actually really tough to see on the map here. You got to really squint your eyes to see where the potential drop plays are going to be. Periodically, I see Flash still taking his hands off the keyboard. What a swagger guy. He could keep his APM up to 400 while getting an itch on his nose. Very, very important here. So Leiche's APM has actually significantly dropped in the past minute or two, as he's probably just trying to process exactly what his Terran opponent is going to be doing. Sometimes you take that pause, and other than macroing, you're really just trying to focus more on what is your Terran player doing with all of his units? Why have they gone towards the north? Did Flash accidentally send his units up there? Was this a mistake? Usually you could send a Vulture up ahead if you're trying to get into that position up at the north, but he doesn't want to be there. It is possible that he was trying to hide his units away before he hit it down towards the main base or natural base of his opponent. There's so much Protoss over at the natural, but the natural can't be broken because Flash has Vultures buffering up those tanks and a lot of SCVs that could come out to attack and repair the tanks. Flash is still putting his army up towards the north. Can he get through here? Is he going to try and take down this? Okay, so here's the deal. He can take down this temple, and then he can attack from the back. This is very electric circuit-like, if you're familiar with that map. And as soon as you can take down the temple, you are vicious as a Terran player. So I see that the temple actually, it's not stacked. That's it. That's all it takes to take a temple down. At least on the electric circuit, the temple is very massive, and there's like 20 of them stacked, and so it's really hard to break. But the tanks move in here, and the tank sieging up on the back line. Oh, he throws down a scan. He's gonna see. Oh my God, the storms! The storms on top of these tanks. This is great. Really, really nice storms here. Hey, is this the map that Bisu defeated Flash on in the Pro League finals and their final ace match for Pro Leagues, the last real Pro League that I consider? I can't believe that I didn't recognize it up to this point, but this is potentially that map. Flash very familiar with this because what happened is he ended up taking out that Cybernetics Corps and then just losing to a slew of Zealots because he didn't have the Vultures to really help his army out. Still a considerable amount of units coming down to the low ground here. I'm going to have to look up that map. It's very similar to this one, if not the same map. And the Dragoons pushing forward here too, which would mean that it's imbalanced. It's imbalanced towards Terran, and Flash is on the lower footing. Okay, so the units are getting chased back here. Oh, lots of probes going down with these Vultures. Really nice play from Flash, who's just counter-attacking. He lost so much to those storms. The tank count really got withered away, but he still maintains a supply lead as he also postures up to take a third base at the north. Dragoons chasing down those Vultures, going to be clearing it out. More Vultures going to try and be pesky and poke their way in towards the natural base. This is a constant problem up at the north here, and Flash is going to try and expose this wound as much as possible. The Zealot trying to chase his army away. The army clearing up the Zealot, but backing off instead of continuing to pressure. Flash not wanting to continue to pursue and possibly lose any more units. The Nexus being taken at the bottom here. Third desperately needed for Leiche, as Flash is going to take a commanding economic lead if he can secure the third base. +1 already completed for his mech. And I would love to see where the armories are. Did he drop down a second armory? 2-1 could be completed in the next couple minutes, which would mean a very dangerous mech arsenal. Along with that, a science vessel has already been completed. So even if there is going to be the later game tech of an Arbiter, let's say, coming out here, with the science vessel, it's going to have plenty of energy. EMP could be used. And in fact, you could use an EMP now and still be okay as a Terran player because you get that 100 energy back so quickly on the science vessel. Okay, units trying to push in here from the north. Is Flash going to be able to take down all these Dragoons? The Dragoons need to be able to run away. Zooming out, trying to capture the whole picture is the Observer here, as these Chinese casters are going to be going crazy trying to cheer on their Protoss player. Can he survive? I think that Leiche should pull back. He's going to end up losing everything if he tries to defend at this position. Oh, he drops down a High Templar from that shuttle. Does manage to drop off a Storm here. The Dragoons do push back, and he's been able to slow this off. Okay, he's been able to slow, and now he's going to defend at this bridge. Flash doesn't have a prominent position, and he should pull back. Alright, so Flash moving forward with his army towards the middle of the map. He decided to maneuver over towards another ramp instead. He's going to get his army in the middle of this sweet spot that allows access to either the main, natural, or third base. As he tries to defend in here, it does shrink down his army because there are narrow walls and it's a narrow path that he has to move down. All the Dragoons are getting killed off here. Oh, and he's just going to call GG. That's going to be it for Leiche as Flash wins in a pretty dominant position here. Well done for Flash. He cuts to China. He wants to be able to win these show matches. Because he's missing the Korean StarCraft League, it's going to be really important for him. I gotta look up that map, and then we're going to go into the next game. Just hang tight, guys, as I get everything ready. Let's see if I could go into TLPD here under our features. The best thing about going to the professional Brood War database is that when you click players, you see Fantasy, Bisu, and then Flash, which is just hilarious. So let's see, let's go to Flash, record and games, can here. Sorry, I'm just mesmerized by this. Go against Bisu. Okay. Neo Chain Reaction. Is that what this is? This is Chain Reaction? Yes! Okay. God! I'm so terrible at maps. So, but at least I figured it out. So it is Neo Chain Reaction that was played on, and this is the map where Flash ended up losing to Bisu. So I wonder if that's why they picked it, to try and bring up old wounds. Alright, let me get the next game. You guys don't need to hear me chatter any longer. Alright, close your eyes as I bring this to the top of the screen here, so you don't see the map time. It is loading up as quickly as possible. Okay. So we've got map number 2 underway. And we're going to have a Flash who is spawning at the top right-hand corner. And then we're going to have Jedi who is spawning down at the bottom right. Did I get that right? No. No, I got it backwards. Flash down at the bottom right. Jedi at the top right. And no idea what map they're on again. Oh, this looks like Transistor. Okay, so I guess they're taking a page out of the ASL book. A little bit more familiar with Transistor since I've been casting it so much lately in the Beijing Star League. So thank you so much if you've been watching any of those videos. Please, the Best versus Mong series was super hype. Really good show of PvT. I was really excited to watch those games. I just casted that series. It is available on my YouTube channel. Take the time to watch it. Alright, so Flash beating Leiche. Now Flash is going to try and beat Jedi. And then he will have Flash versus Leiche and Jedi in what is called a weird 1v2 series. And what are the players doing here? So I actually haven't seen a TVZ in a little while. This is the first TVZ since I returned in over a year. I've obviously watched TVZs. I've watched latest ASL, although we haven't seen too many TVZs in that either. It's mostly just PvP madness. Punching bag versus punching bag is what I like to call that matchup, PvP. So we can see inside the main base, it is still going to be that gas first off this one barracks. Early gas, I love this because you can really get those academy upgrades fast. I wonder if this is going to be like a Mind or early style TVZ where you get aggressive with your barracks. And, oh my god. So he's going to go factory. So he's going factory first here, and he's going to reveal his hand. Flash has shown exactly what he's going to do to Jedi. How is Jedi going to respond to this? Jedi actually got a fast gas himself, And did he overpull? I should have paid a little bit more attention here. But he basically has the gas already mining. He's got the spawning pool out, and then the natural is being taken. So not a hatch first build, a spawning pool build first. This factory blows my mind. And it's gotta be vultures. There's nothing else better than vultures from this factory this early in the game. You're not necessarily going to see a tank, but I guess contrary, Flash has already mined over 200 gas, and he's got full gas here, which makes me think that he's going to go for a tank. The machine shop just built. A lot of his gas just went away. The gas continuing to grow for the Zergplay Jedi 2. And I don't think he's going to have the opportunity to tech. Behind it, Starport? Yes! So the Starport is on the way. And it's not going to be a factory. It's probably going to be 2 Starport build. And especially with all that gas. That's kind of what gave it away here. And you trust me, if you're going for factory and you want to do something cheeky with vultures, you could stop at 200, I guess basically. But with no expansion here, lots of gas mined, and 2 port wraith, cloak obviously going to be the option here too, to be available for harassing. Is Jedi going to be able to micro against Flash's level of harassment? This is going to be really tough for him, especially since the bases are split very far apart, the main and natural. You really don't have a good opportunity to defend, let's say, with Hydralisks between the 2 bases. I think that Jedi does either need to drop down spores or get at the Hydras very quickly. I would have opted out of the Spire Tech right away. And even if you want to do Spire Tech later in the game, I just wouldn't have even wasted gas on the Spire. But still, we need to see Jedi's main and be secure on what he's gone for. I love these early vultures still, because the vultures can do a lot of damage. Oh, it just gets absorbed here. Flash not doing enough micro. And what Flash could do, because there's so much, there's absolutely no air-to-ground damage from this Wraith. He can try and kill off the drones, but I think he'd be more equipped to kill off Overlords and just go for supply blocking, which could be very, very effective too. What Jedi has done to try and keep himself alive and not supply blocked is hide his Overlords on the map. So they're really far away from the base, if you can see the 2 white dots, which is very important. The Zerglings aren't going to be able to break in here. There's just not a lot of space. There's a couple Marines at SCV and 2 Vultures, which would clean it up very fast. Oh, and as the Overlord does pop, it is going to get killed off. So this is bad. Even with the Spire done and a couple Mutalisks built, he's supply blocked. He almost needs to lose these Zerglings so he can get more Mutalisks back at his base. That's the only way he's going to be able to quickly gain that supply back. So it may look like he just sacrificed his Zerglings here, or tried to do a feeble attempt, but mostly he was just sacrificing units so he has more supply back at home. Oh, and because there's no Overlord back at home, these Wraiths now can cloak and kill everything off. Jedi is in a really bad position, and I think that he's responsible for putting himself in this position by going for Mutalisk after seeing the timing. I think that he could have had enough Hydras, or he could have spored up at least, before he even did more with his Spire. But now there's no drones here. He's just going to end up losing, and we're going to have to go towards this 1v2 series here. And is Flash going to win against 2 players in the final show match? It's kind of sad because this is why he's missing the Korean StarCraft League. So I would love to see a good game where Flash is really put to the test. Alright, GG's called out. Game number 3 is going to be on the way in just a second here. Hang tight, guys, as I load it up. Oh, the face of Jedi. Force was not with him. I'm clicking on game number 3 right now. I'm going to drag it over. Close your eyes if you don't want spoilers. Okay, and game number 3 has begun. Okay, so this is a micro-macro map 2v1, I believe. And we are seeing, it looked like we missed the first few minutes of this game. I'm gonna pause here because I think this is absolutely important. Let me see if I could turn off the display. Let me see what's going on here. Match number 3. I'm going to go back. This is just where it starts off. Okay, so even Burnt Toast had this correct. It literally goes from the casters into the game already established. Or let's just continue. I'm going to toggle this on. Right, I hate this confusion. I do not understand these Chinese matches. SC Gold Showmatch, Flash versus Leiche and Jedi. In this final match, we are watching a 2v1 series. So this is really interesting. Flash has, let's see, he's already expanded. He's already gotten his gas. There's a command center at the natural base. There's a barracks out at the front. He's building a bunker too. And his opponent, it looks like there's a drone here, which is weird too. I have no idea what this means. It's called Weird 1v2 MMS. And now the probe is looking to get an additional base here. I can't see behind the Chinese either. Okay, so it looks like they're all just kind of sharing the resources, units, and supply for those two players. And the fact that you're seeing the players get supply blocked, even though it's 2 players versus 1, is kind of embarrassing, I would say. Or just, I don't want to use embarrassing because that's rude, but it seems like a lapse in judgment by these 2 players. And now they had to wait for the pylon to finish before they can continue their production. The Nexus is on the way too. So going to be 2 base Protoss very shortly here. And is this probe going to get tracked down? A Marine going to be in range. The probe's going to get caught over towards the left here, which is why you do build that supply depot behind the mineral line. You're going to prevent one more annoying pathway for the probe to be able to navigate around. I think that vision is absolutely key here. And when you have 2 players, you should have 1 player constantly microing that probe and giving that vision. So on top of this, I love the early gateway pressure with the Dragoons. I'm a huge fan of this build order in general for Protoss players because I think it's great to just have a couple Dragoons always knocking on the door of the bunker in the case of a bunker expand. Oh, this is exactly why you do these the huge microing with the probe in this situation. Because what we're seeing here is the mana pylon is going to be blocking these SCVs from returning, and they're automatically going to have to go over to kill them. The pylon, it does get canceled. So the SCVs know that the pylon's going to get canceled. They just give up at that point, resume mining here. The probe, it does finally get killed off. And the Dragoons are still, I believe, attacking out at the front. Oh, and enough minerals have occurred that a hatchery is going to be on the way. I'm guessing that at this point, you spawn with Protoss and drone workers, but they decided to go towards Protoss Tech first to open the game, and then follow with that Zerg Tech second, which can be so strong. I would love to see a Zerg Dragoon combination. The Zergling Speed Dragoon combo would just be absolutely brutal. I think it would be hilarious to see. So SCV trying to sneak away. Good catching by these Dragoons, not allowing a worker to get away. The vision has to be constant on this natural base, and the micro has to be perfect when you're in this situation. The Vultures do sneak by. 1 gets 2, 3. 3 Vultures get by. So now it's going to take a lot of control here to try and deal with these Vultures and mitigate the damage. So the pylons are in the way. The Vultures aren't going to get through. But the Dragoons know that they are going to have to defend the 3 o'clock location if the Vultures realize it. So a scan goes down by Flash before he even gets over to that location. I guess he just wanted to see what was over there, and if he needed to, he could slow down and put some Spider Mines down. So he's going to do a quick check of this 3rd base, and it's going to allow him to see that there is a hatchery here, and he can kill off those larvae very quickly. Oh, out comes from the Gloop, the Overlord. A Reaver does come up. So Reaver Tech available, and this is nasty. Wait, did that Scarab just hurt the Dragoons? It looked like he targeted his Dragoons with that Reaver. I'm gonna just dispel it and believe that maybe the Vultures did that damage. The first drone on its way. Excuse me as I have to close the door to my office. Okay, what did I miss here? It looked like the shuttle did try to get inside. Did I miss something critical here? Oh, is he going to be able to get in at this point? The micro, again, I say should be absolutely superb. And that one single turret deterring it. Oh my god! What? What are they doing? Why is the shuttle getting picked off? The Marines in such a good position. Jedi and Leiche thought they were in such a golden spot. And I don't think this game is going to go very long. Superb play by Flash. We know that he's lost because of a single turret not being in the right spot, but he's also winning because of a single turret being in the right spot. Dragoon's still coming out. No gas at that second base. We're not seeing a gas at the third base either. It's just like the economy is cutting up so slow. Flash has such a huge advantage right now. But you can see the units are pretty similar in supply at least. It's just taking Zerg forever to build up. I guess once you get a couple hatcheries though, then Zerg can start to explode. I would say getting a second hatchery would be very important for Zerg, but right now you have to focus on units. I mean, seriously, you got to focus on just Protoss pure units, including building drones might not be the best thing to do right now. Alright, these Dragoons, not going to be able to engage. There's no Zealots here. Zealots are really important at this point to be able to deal with this. Good micro is going to need to be happening. I wonder if you could use the second player to micro at the same time. I'd almost split the Dragoon groups into two separate groups. There's too much siege damage here. He's building, what, Sunken Colonies, a second hatchery? To try and defend against this. More Dragoons are going to be coming in from the south to help deal with these vultures that were trying to be pesky and poke into the natural base. The tank count is still very strong. I don't think that these players are going to be able to hold on. The siege position is just too good. The vultures still continue to stream in, and Flash is just feeling it at this point. All these drones. So the last 2 minutes have been focused on getting these drones, and now the drones are just going to die pretty instantly to these vultures. Oh, such a bad position as Zerg is going to basically get a massive reset here. I would have preferred to see the Zerg almost expand as far south as possible. In fact, maybe just taking that mineral only would have been good. Does he leave it alive? He doesn't bother it because it's not bothering him, and he just wants to not even care about Zerg anymore. Man, his TVZ matchup's so good. Flash! Flash! He gets it! He gets a GG from both players, which means that he wins a 2v1. That's it. That is how good this man is. He wins the show match, a 2v1 series versus Leiche and Jedi. And that's just not going to be good enough. Congratulations to the Korean Terran player. I almost would have liked to see an off-race show match too, because Flash is so good as a Zerg player. But he's not streaming on ladder. This is a show match series where they want to see him play as best as possible as a Terran. So that's going to be it. That's our best of 3. And I am happy to have hosted this. I am BisuDagger. Thank you again, Burn Toast, for providing these videos. Thank you to the SE Gold show match Chinese casters and league and sponsors. And congratulations to Flash again for winning. There will be more Danging Star League coming up on my channel very soon. So if you're watching this and you're itching for more StarCraft, then go ahead and watch that. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.